A friendly little revolt in the heart of Seattle, where the air is free of capitalism, racial oppression is a thing of the past, and strange glowing wolves silently stalk the streets. Greetings from Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Robert York, your host here at the WCHZ Community Radio Station. You may know me from the program Good Morning Night Vale Tonight, the announcements from the Gallow Tree Hospital, and my time spent running guns for a South American dictatorship. Gracias por el retroceso, el presidente. And so I have arrived in CHAZ to do my part to help with the revolution. As we speak, millions of dollars are being poured into slush funds that will never send a dime into CHAZ. But that's perfectly fine as far as the organizers of CHAZ are concerned. You see, they have abolished capitalism within the borders of... what? Oh, I'm sorry. Borders do not exist. I'm terribly sorry about that. Within the area occupied by... What? Oh, I'm sorry. Occupation is a form of colonialism, and that has been abolished as well. So I guess they simply have abolished capitalism, period. Yes, capitalism no longer exists and is not recognized by the collective that is currently in the non-specified location, possibly known as the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. And so I am here to do my part for the revolution and to help open a dialogue with an unspecified South American country that has interests in shipping massive amounts of substances to CHAZ. What sort of substances? The fun kind. That all said, let's get on with the program. Opening announcements. The abolishment of money in CHAZ has led to some problems that... What? I'm sorry. This has led to some opportunities that the collective in CHAZ has decided to take advantage of. Since we need to get organized, the CHAZ Collective Council has created the existence of Martyr Points. Note, they did not create Martyr Points, just the existence of Martyr Points, because claiming to create things is a weapon of the patriarchy. These points will be written down on pieces of paper, and people who work for the good of the collective will be given Martyr Point script as a reward. Do note, this is not money. Money is capitalism. We do not have any money in CHAZ. We use points. Points that can be exchanged for goods and services. Money has a fixed value, you see, but Martyr Points do not. Depending on the amount of privilege you have, the value of your Martyr Points change dramatically. This is why it isn't money, they're points. Currently, the Martyr Point system is sponsored by Discover Card, and if you used your Discover Card, you will get back 3% of your purchases and 2% of your cash advances as Martyr Points that can be exchanged for things like grain and the absolution of sin. We hope everybody can come together on this issue and make the use of Martyr Points the shining example of communism that will free the world from its racist, sexist, bigoted oppression. You know, Donald Trump. Up next, weather. Currently, the weather is constantly changing and the collective is not happy with that. Attempts to perceive the weather as something pleasant has not worked, and this seems to be the fault of the patriarchy and how it is oppressing Mother Nature. Dedicated collective scientists are currently hard at work trying to figure out how to get the sun to stay put and stop setting every day. Citizen Chelated Noisemaker, who has given up her slave name, is currently forming a team of Wiccans who will attempt to control the weather and use it as a weapon against Donald Trump. To that end, they will be squatting in the sewers in a tent for the next 14 days in an attempt to sync up their menstruation cycles and then use the power of free bleeding to smash capitalism. The reason why we are trying to get the sun to stay still is because we are currently using solar power to run the station, so it only works when there is direct sunlight. In case you don't know, Seattle is the textbook example of the term overcast, at least until the collective gets around to issuing new textbooks that are free of the influence of the patriarchy and capitalism. As soon as we rewrite those textbooks, I assure you, Seattle will no longer be overcast. When the station isn't broadcasting, we will be using flags on the broadcast tower overlooking the burned-out shell of Wendy Sharp's home, which was burned down in a sign of solidarity with our fellow revolutionaries in Atlanta. We didn't have a Wendy's fast food restaurant to burn down, unfortunately, but we did find a 93-year-old woman whose name was Wendy, and we figured that was close enough. It's the thought that counts, after all. At any rate, the flags are as follows. A green flag means we are ready to broadcast. A green flag flown upside down means we are being attacked by capitalism. A brown flag means sandstorm. A purple flag means poison gas. A blue flag means weather. A black flag means run. And a yellow flag means keep smiling if you know it's good for you. We would like to note that we never take down the yellow flag. Speaking of smiling, here is our motivational thought for the day. Collective, we have been given an amazing opportunity here in CHAZ, a blank canvas in which to paint our own destiny. It is time to roll up those sleeves, lace up those boots, strap on those smiles, put on those masks, and then take to the streets and make this world our own. Isn't that inspiring? This just in, a new collective unit has been formed called the Neighborhood Watch. They are here to make sure all the rules are followed here in CHAZ. Note, they are nothing like the police. We have no police here in CHAZ. You will know the Watch by their large automatic weapons that they carry, the black body armor that they wear, and the scalps of capitalistic pig-dog lackeys of imperialistic patriarchies that they hang from their belts as a warning to others. The Watch would like people to know that periodically you'll be asked to remove your mask so they can check to see if you're smiling under your mask. Because we don't want people smiling only when the masks are off, the Watch will periodically jump people and tear the mask from your face. Anyone not found smiling hard enough will be liberated. As hard as the Watch possibly can. The Watch would also like to inform everybody that there have been 3 cases of women claiming rape. The Watch checked and found all 3 women to be white and thus in need of having their privilege checked. You see, black people have been raped by America for over 150 years, and we can hardly equate that with a simple case of a man penetrating the vagina of a woman against her will. So, those 3 cases have been redefined as counter-colonialism, and since anything that gets rid of colonialism is good, the 3 charges have been dropped. Thus, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone remains crime-free without a police force. Take that, Donald Trump. Some community announcements. Since we have been having problems finding people to cover certain jobs, we put up a cork board next to the giant pit that formed in the center of town. You know, the pit? That one. You know, the one where you can't find the bottom even if you use a high-powered searchlight to beam down into it? Yeah, that's the one. We ask that everybody, when they can find the time to pull themselves away from having non-stop fun here in CHAZ, to head on down to the pit and check out the job listings. Another issue is the appearance of the glowing wolves. Now, I understand that these strange glowing wolves have been known to carry off children and the elderly, but they are just a part of Mother Gaia, and people should not shout, "Get it off me, get it off me, oh God, it's starting with my legs, why won't it just let me die?" as this paints the glowing wolves in a negative light. please think of the collective and how your selfish actions reflect on others. Intern Terry Brooks just brought me an announcement. Later this evening, a man carrying a portable fluoroscope will be visiting random members of the collective to examine their internal organs. And that's all it says. And now on to the community calendar. Monday is Medication Disposal Day. If you have any unused medications, just take them to the meeting tent and drop them off in the bucket with a big red cross on it, and we'll handle the rest. We're especially in need of Rohypnol. Tuesday, the Scavengers Collective Unit will be having a recruitment drive. Anyone who does not have a tattoo on their forehead or right hand indicating what collective unit you are a member of by Tuesday is fair game. Wednesday is nothing to worry about. Thursday is in danger of being canceled, so we set up a GoFundMe and hopefully it'll all work itself out. Friday will be a movie night that is set up by the Collective Historical Unit. It will be a double feature. The first will show a projection of a black square onto the side of a nearby building with a chorus of women unleashing a discordant screeching cacophony as they free bleed to represent that history is a lie and that time does not exist. After that will be the timeless love story Alien vs. Predator. Saturday will be a staring contest where we will all collectively determine who among us is the least pure and stare at them. The last one to blink will be allowed to look away from what happens next. And on Sunday, you will be working extra hard to make up for lost time on Thursday, assuming the GoFundMe falls through. Oh, look at the clock. It's time for my coffee break.
The water vapor bouncing off the walls. They toppled over hospitals and sacked the schools. Now all we know for sure is commies are cool. They haven't had an average rate of literacy, but they play the guitar like they're fucking a tree. Go, go! Go, commies, go, go! Grow, commies, grow, go, grow! Oh, my father said it's cool! Blow your fucking load, grow! Commies are cool! I used to carry a shotgun in a badge of kids, just in case the Nazi needs a shell in the face. But pressure, as he said, this is the people's gun, and he gave it to Maduro when he shot my son. But fuck the little bastard, he was probably a fat, and the papers say I'm safer with these laughing twats. Go, go! Go, commies, go, go! Glow, commies, glow, go! Overflow with commies toe to toe! You're the fucking yellow! Commies are cool! One day you're gonna be a celeb. I keep getting jingles on a scallywags and plebs, but somebody at the summit is on a red back to a bowl. So write the words and let the radio card roll. Yes you are, 3 bags full, singing commies are cool. Alright. Go, go, commies, go, go. Go, commies, go, go. Go, buddy, go, go. And that fat cunt over there who doesn't shit, you go too. Commies are cool. Full labor, open borders, long live the BBC. I love feminism, this love is great, please don't delete me.
And we're back. While I was on my coffee break, the watch apparently went into some sort of watching frenzy from the lack of food. And apparently an agent of the patriarchy was located and watched. The watched was quoted as saying between sobs, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I'm just so hungry." And another said between bites, "This isn't me, I'm just watching, I'm just watching." So congratulations on our neighborhood watch for its first successful non-police action. I feel safer already. And it looks like we're finally running out of power, so this is where I'll have to bid you adieu, and I will leave you with this closing thought. Always eat others as you wish to be eaten. And that's it from the CHAZ. Good night, everybody, and I hope you have a pleasant day.